Sit still. What are you doing? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Not that anything has changed from the 5 seconds ago we walked out of the studio. Like, oh, how have you been? Did you go to the bathroom?
Would you like to visit a little bit?
Let's visit. Let's visit.
One of the last things that we talked about today, and it was really fast. I don't know if you caught it on the air, but we're giving away Brooks and Dunn tickets tomorrow and Friday, and we'd mentioned Kyle Clark bought his tickets.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to Brooks and
you're
Dunn.
really excited about that.
Well, I'm probably going to stand by him.
Both Brooks and Dunn and Kyle Clark.
So when Neon Moon comes on, Kyle Clark, do you want a two-step?
So last year at there's this thing for broadcasters in Colorado. It's the Colorado Broadcasters Association, and there's a dinner, and we all went. And Kyle Clark was there, and we kind of fangirled. And at the end of the dinner,
you fangirled, not we.
You are.
I think he's a fine human being. You fangirl.
You like are the one who knows about his Brooks and Dunn and have now brought it up twice.
I follow him on Facebook.
Twice. And it's so at any rate, we're at this thing, and at the end of it, we're all like just chatting and stuff like this. No, it's at the end of dinner and a happy hour. It's a fine time. So now we're on the same page.
There was some wine.
At some point, I felt it come out. I felt it when you know you're.
You knew it was coming.
You have very trustworthy eyes. I said
the room
that
stopped.
to
Not
him.
the room, but the room stopped for us three, and I was like,
Thanks.
"Oh God, that was weird."
You have very trustworthy eyes. And then I was like, you should be on the Today Show.
Get out of our city.
Oh my God.
And then he said, "I don't want to leave Denver. I love it."
And I was like,
Love
oh,
it.
no, we don't want you to leave. I was just saying that you could if you wanted. This was Big Mike, producer Big Mike's first event with the two of us. Like he had done.
We had just hired him that day.
Yeah, I think like that day it was announced,
wasn't
right?
it?
That dinner?
That you were going to be our producer?
Did you at any point, he said, yeah, that was the first. Did you at any point after witnessing that at dinner be like, oh God, were you just like, Jesus Christ Superstar, I have to work with these two idiots?
The whole night.
The whole night?
You and I were separated by our then night girl, Alicia. And that did not go great.
Yeah, we had a block in the middle. It was interesting. It was a fun little night.
Yeah. Well, it didn't go well because you and I mean,
Maybe they
were
wanted to separate us. Maybe
we're
they
work
were like,
husband and wife,
Yeah.
and they separated us. And
Yeah.
then Alicia was like in the middle of us being idiots. And then Kyle Clark got us experience
It's
it.
a good night. Okay, so last night we went and saw Jesus Christ Superstar, speaking of, which was really fun. Broadway shows are super fun. My mom flew in for this show.
Specifically to see this.
Yeah, like my dad surprised her with the flight, and I got the tickets, and she's been like such a huge fan of this particular Broadway show since she was younger. It's the 50th anniversary of this show. And for anything to be on like Broadway that long is amazing. 50 years.
Andrew Lloyd Webber. He's got
On
a
Broadway.
couple bangers.
So, for those of you that don't know that story or that play, we got into a conversation off the air today about how Trisha Yearwood played Mary in the TV one that they did where they did it live. I think they did it in New Orleans. I want to say it was in New Orleans. And like John Legend played Jesus, Sarah Bareilles played Mary Magdalene, all of these. Alice Cooper was in it.
Played who?
I can't remember. One of the bad guys.
Okay. There's a lot of bad
There's
guys.
a lot of bad guys. But I thought it was really cute that Trisha had said one time, and honestly, I can't remember if it's an interview that I heard or if it was an interview with us, but she had said one time, of all the things that they do, like Garth is always busy, she's always busy. She said the one time I ever told him, like, I need you at a show was when she played this role in Jesus Christ Superstar, because she was such a big fan too. And I thought that was such a cute moment for like two superstars to still be like, I need you there as my spouse because I'm so nervous.
Oh, that's really nice.
Isn't that cute?
When was the last time you needed Ian to be at something to support you? Like you were just such a big thing. Probably ACMs in Vegas.
ACMs, he was there. I do get asked sometimes because he's not on like my social media, and
He's on mine.
he doesn't. He probably no. I mean,
I
like
post
on,
more pictures of him than
yeah,
you do.
probably like because he doesn't really like it. You know, he doesn't like that kind of lifestyle, so he doesn't come with to a lot of stuff. But he came to ACMs. I was like, I would really like you there.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
but then by like 5 minutes in, wasn't it you and he that?
Yeah.
I was like, both of you could go home right now.
Yeah, you were over
And
it.
yeah, I'm okay. You two
Never mind.
need to be separated, and I'm gonna go alone.
Well, yeah. So that was last night. It was fun. It was late night last night. Well, you know what, and it's actually a quickie. It was a 90 minutes, no intermission. It was fast.
Yeah.
They killed Jesus immediately.
Well, and you know what? Don't spoil it for people.
Oh,
that don't-
okay. Well, he comes back, but they don't
Right.
show that part.
Right. So there's a guy from where's he from? In Colorado.
So there's going to be a part 2, is
Littleton?
what you're telling me,
Yeah, there's a sequel.
because it ends with him dead.
Right.
So
Raiders of the Lost Tomb. We're talking to one of the guys that's on Broadway on this tour, and he's from Colorado, which I think will be fun. You can catch
Littleton.
that just like on our podcast or online tomorrow. But I thought that was kind of fun, especially like I haven't really talked about it a lot on the air with AJ, who you hear with Mommy Report Card. He's going through this whole tryout process right now for Performing Arts School, and it is so nerve-wracking. We find out tomorrow if he has like the callback. And
how you doing?
He's great with it.
Oh, I know he's great. How are you doing?
Not well.
Not exactly.
No, not well. I mean, it's the most nerve-wracking thing, and thank God he's like so laid back with it. I would have thought opposite with him. I would have thought he would have been like stuck thinking almost of like, when are they going to post it? When are they going to find out?
Yeah.
He's like, whatever. Me, I am like that. So yeah.
Glass case of emotion.
Glass case of emotion. We should take bets tomorrow how many times I refresh their page to see when they post it. Can you imagine tomorrow morning if he doesn't get in?
Are
and
you
I'm
gonna
here?
Are you gonna like throw notebooks and your cup of coffee is
I don't
gonna
know.
be?
We should guess the rage.
Guess
What
the
would it
rage,
be?
the level
Would I
of
be a
rage.
thrower? I don't know. I'm not much of a thrower. I'd probably just be like, then that, like, I'd probably just have
That
a good
school's
tangent.
trash
Yeah.
anyway.
Like, I would have like a dumb tangent, even though they're like fantastic, and then be like, I'm fine now. I just need to go home.
I bet he gets in. So if he gets
hoping.
in, are you gonna tell him first before you tell me? If it happens during the show, you tell me
You'll know.
first.
Yeah, you'll
You tell me
immediately
first.
know if you're with
Even
me.
before your husband.
Do you remember at the station we had a little party at the boss's house and a cast list was getting posted that night? And
Oh, yeah,
everyone
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
and I was like constantly refreshing my phone, and we found out that night. So the staff found out he was playing a role before he did. But this guy who's coming on the show with Jesus Christ Superstar, wouldn't you love to know like what that process, like where did you go to school? Like I get fascinated by things like that.
Well, let's ask him.
What roles have you been turned down for? How stressful is it?
Mhm.
How much do you make? I can't ask him that, but I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, how much do you make?
As an because he's like an understudy to Jesus in this production.
I think he's
He's-
in the cast. but
he's
then
in the cast.
Also, Jesus is understudy in some
Yeah. What's your salary? Question number
Like-
one.
Right, because it's like, we work in a business where it can be, one person can be making this and one person can
Sure.
be making that. That's just the business of any kind of entertainment. So you wonder, I would be so fascinated to know about like Broadway salaries.
Can I dare you to ask him?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do that. But I'd be like, is this a line my son should get into? Or are you
Oh,
kinda
there
like,
you go. That's how you get into that
Is it-
conversation. Yeah.
I
Can my
can't. I
son
would
make a
never.
lot of money being an actor on Broadway?
Yes, his name is Lin-Manuel Miranda. If he
if
could do that, he'll be up here.
Yeah.
But what's the understudy world look like? What's that world look like?
All right, I think we're tapped. Brooks and Dunn
I
tickets
know, I'm tired,
tomorrow at
sorry.
8:40.
Bye.
Oh, okay. All right, bye.